Guys, welcome back to a new video, and today we have something special. As always, in my late night Reddit browsing actually paid off, and I found a man called Little Probius on YouTube. It was a big Reddit post about his YouTube channel. I checked it out, and there's an 8-year-old man, well, boy really, but his play is like a man because he's gold already. He's 8 years old, and I was like, all right, I gotta get this guy on. I gotta give him some coaching because whenever I see a young StarCraft 2 player, I always want to help them out, make sure they keep playing, get better real quick. And he's not even alone this time. I also got his brother, Toby, who is also a fantastic StarCraft 2 player from what I've heard. So, yeah, we got them here on the line. Boys, how are we doing?
Good, thanks. Hi, Harstem viewers. So, we're both in Gold League. I'm a Terran player, and you are Lil Probius. I'm Protoss.
Protoss, exactly. And we're going to start with a Protoss replay from Little Probius. It's going to be on Pillars of Gold. Do you remember this game? It was played 3 days ago, I think.
Where do you remember it, Lil Brig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Alright. Let's get into it then, shall we, guys? In PvP, is there anything specific that you have planned?
Top right.
Yeah, I know. I know you're top right. Is there anything specific, or do you have a plan whenever you go into this matchup?
I don't normally have a plan, but sometimes if I'm on a bad streak.
So whenever you start a game, how do you kind of approach it? Like you just do whatever.
I normally have my same opener against Protoss, where I open up the 2 gateways and then 2 stalkers and then sentries or zealots.
2 stalkers, 2 zealots. So you open with a 2-gate opener, and then you go in whatever gateway unit you feel like.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's about it for the opener, unless anything like, say, my opponent is cannon rushing or something.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything you really have going into the mid game as a plan, or?
So no, not really. It's kind of.
You just kind of freestyle.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I scout my enemy to see what they're doing.
Okay, cool. So if you see something like this, so you see your opponent getting a fast nexus on the natural, getting a cyber core, double gases. What kind of is your thought process at that point?
So I built a pylon in the wall for scouting.
Okay.
When
what
happens.
What are you planning on scouting with this exactly?
Well, as it's a cyber core, so like it's a bit weird to have the pylon gateway not next to the second pylon. So
you were worried about something, or?
Yeah, because that's a cyber core, not a gateway, as their gateway could be somewhere else. Because I'm taking it as their first pylon, and their gateway isn't
in their main base.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, right. And you missed the scout on that. Okay. So you just want to see what kind of tech he builds or what comes out of the gateway, I guess. Now, what I would suggest, if I were you, is I like the 2-gate opener a lot as well, but I'm not as big a fan of the 2 zealots in the early game.
I couldn't afford enough gas.
Oh, you couldn't afford enough gas? Oh, well. Let's have a quick look at that. So, okay, it's probably because you built your gases a bit too late. So what I would suggest is what you do if we take a look at this. If we take a look at this early game, whenever you play a double gate or even just a single gate opener, most of the time while your gateway is building, you can get either 1 or 2 gases, and you try to send your probes in there. Basically, the moment they finish, at least get 1 gas and send your probes in there. because that way you're always going to get gas by the time your cybernetic score finishes, which before your cybernetic score finishes, gas isn't that useful, but once it's done, anything you're going to build is going to require gas. So it's kind of important that you start mining that as soon as possible in the game as well. So you got your 2 gateways now, and then you're going to get your cybernetic score, but because you're not mining gas in your main base currently, it's actually going to be kind of difficult to use your cybernetic score. Like it's not going to be very useful that you build it this fast, as you can't really use it. So that's the first tip I want to give you is try to really think about getting that gas mining a little bit, going a little bit faster. And then as the first 2 units from your gateways, I would recommend to get anything but the Zealot. So get a Stalker and a Stalker, a Sentry and a Stalker. I wouldn't suggest going 2 Sentries, but you can also play something like a double Adept Opener if you like building those. The problem with the Zealot is that it's a bit of a dumb unit in that it can do a lot of fancy things. It's rather slow, it gets kited or by Stalkers or Adepts. It's not great at scouting, it's not great at stopping air units, so it doesn't have too much use.
Air units.
Sorry?
Isn't it? I thought it was brilliant at stopping air units, doesn't it? Just. Oh no, right. I got it wrong.
Yeah, the Zealot doesn't attack air. The Zealot and the Adept both can't attack air. Out of your gateway, the Stalker can, and the Sentry as well, but it's not a great anti-air unit. So usually I'd say I'd suggest opening up with something like double Stalkers.
Yeah, I kind of realized that I forgot gas when I played it, and my gateway spinning was like, oh no.
I like the recall, that's good. Another thing, by the way, that I would always suggest is to get in the habit of whenever you're doing something, is to make sure that you always have your probes producing. So in general, that's a very good rule in StarCraft 2 in general, is to always think about your economy, because it's really the most important thing. So you always want to be building probes all the way throughout. Just increase your economy until your bases are saturated, and then you can take a next base. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And I see that you already have hotkeyed the buildings as well, so it should become pretty natural. So you just press you use Nexus on the hotkey 4, just go 4 EE, 4 EE. Every single time you do a different action, whether that's with your Stalkers or sending Zealots across the map, just try to get your eco as high as possible, and from there on out, you just kind of keep going until all of your bases are saturated, and then take a next base, and then repeat the process again. That's basically gonna be the main goal in most StarCraft 2 games. Now, I see you're going into a Robo Bay, Colossus, most likely, or am I wrong? Disruptors.
Yeah, no, I don't really usually go Colossus when I'm against Protoss.
Yeah, I like it. I prefer I prefer Disruptors as well.
Yeah, I saw in your DreamHack against Kugwa, your disruptor hits were. Some of them were insanely good.
Yeah, they are quite nice. Sometimes a little bit of luck involved, but they were quite nice.
The disruptor snipes were really good.
Thank you, I appreciate that. So another thing that I would like you to think about, at least, is to think about what type of production you want on how many bases. So usually you kind of want to keep your money as low as possible, and the best way to do that is to have an appropriate amount of gateways or structures that can produce units, constantly producing stuff. And on top of that, of course, you want to keep getting your workers out. So usually the rules that we keep for pro gamers is that if you're on 2 bases, you want to get about 8 gateways and maybe 2 other tech structures. So that could be a robotics facility, a Stargate, and 8 gateways. If you have the perfect economy on 2 bases, which means perfect economy means 16 workers on minerals and 3 in gas. So that's on both bases, means you're going to have 44 workers total. So 16 on minerals, 3 in each gas, 22 per base. 2 times 22 is 44. Once you have that, try to get 8 gateways, one robo and one other tech structure, or maybe get an upgrade structure or something like that. That way you should be able to spend all your money in a very easy manner, so you don't really need to worry too much about that. Then once you take a third base and you start saturating that properly, so getting enough workers on that, getting your extra gases there as well, you maybe want to add 3 or 4 more gateways. So you go up to 12 gateways. Maybe you want to add a second robotics facility or a second Stargate. That's completely fine as well. But try to kind of see for yourself what works. Like perhaps your macro is a little bit worse. And in that case, you might want to add 2 extra gateways to be able to continuously be spending your money. Because the moment you start producing a lot of workers, you'll notice your economy starts getting very good very quickly. And in order to be able to spend that, you're going to need enough production. And I see right now, you're lacking a little bit in production. So you have 7 gateways, 2 robo facilities, and 1 Stargate, which if you had proper 3-base economy would not be good enough. Because it's just not possible to spend money that fast. It's going to be a bit similar like Bill Gates finds in that situation, you know? Too much money comes in and no way to spend it. Make sense?
Yeah.
If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask, of course. No questions?
Yeah, I kind of understand that.
You have a question?
Any questions or not really? No.
No? Okay, perfect. So if we're... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead,
normally when my Twilight Cancel finishes, I don't really know whether to get Charge or Blink first against Protoss. Normally against Terran and Zerg I get Blink first, but against Protoss I kind of have to think for a sec.
Okay, well let's think about it like this. Against Protoss, what type of units do you want to be building? It's your party, you can say whatever.
Immortals?
Okay. You want to build Immortals, and what do you want to build with it? You want Stalkers, Zealots?
Archons?
You want Archons with it? Alright, Immortals and Archons, both, especially Archons, cost a little bit of gas. So usually what happens is, when you get Archons and Immortals, is in order to get rid of the minerals that you'll have left over, you'll probably need to fill up the rest of your army with Zealots, because you simply won't have the gas for Stalkers. So if the rest of your army is going to be filled up with Zealots, you have Zealots, Archons and Immortals. And in that case, I guess Charge is the best option, right?
Yeah.
Because we are not really building that many Stalkers. This is really how I think about my games as well. Like in my head I go, hey, do I want to build Stalkers? Do I want to build Zealots? If the answer is I want to build Stalkers, bless you, then I want to get Blink. If I want to build Zealots, then I want to get Charge. So sometimes against Terran, if I see a lot of tanks, I get Charge. But if I see maybe a lot of Widow Mines or a lot of Banshees, a lot of air units, I much prefer getting Blink, and then I get Blink. It's really whatever style you want to play or how you want to counter your opponent. That's really what's going to be important in that type of decision. Okay?
Okay.
You understand? Yep.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
In this game itself, did you feel like you had a good idea of what your opponent was doing?
Well, not too much, but...
Why is that?
Well, so... I wasn't scouting as often as I probably should have.
Yeah, I think that's a fair reason. You were kind of aware of what your opponent was doing, though, right? If we take a look at your vision, you saw he had a couple of gateways. He had 3 forges going. So in your head, probably it should have registered, hey, he's probably going to get a lot of upgrades. And I think you also saw a Stargate. You didn't see a Robo yet, so that's a little bit unfortunate. I mean, if you would see his base, or would there be anything really that stands out for you? Where it's like, hey, perhaps I need to do this or perhaps I need to do that, or not too much?
Not that much really,
I agree with you.
because I every now and then I have a little thing that involves their army, and then I see it. So then I don't really. Then as I kind of check, there isn't much I need to change about what I'm doing, which is what I thought, but might be wrong.
I think it makes some sense. I think it's wise, though, to every now and then, to either just send an observer into your opponent's base, or to move a zealot into his army. And then you just see with your zealot, hey, what does his army consist of? And then maybe you can start thinking about how to counter that army as well. But it's just nice to know, to see what your opponent has for an army. Because, for example, if he was building 12 Void Rays, you maybe want to get a slightly different army than you currently are getting, right? Right?
Yeah, I agree. Well,
Perfect.
understand.
Understand. All right. Another thing, by the way, that's pretty cool to do is that a lot of the time, whenever you're doing something aggressive, aggression is a very good way to scout as well. So, if you're, for example, doing a drop in your opponent's main base with a couple of zealots, or you send 2 or 3 zealots to his third base to harass, those things will give you a lot of information as well, because he needs to send units over to deal with it. So it's just something cool to remember that a lot of the time, a good way to scout is through aggression as well. Now, I kind of want to have a look at this fight, because usually the fights are, well, obviously game deciding. Without fighting, usually you can't really win. Do you use hotkeys for your army?
Well, I don't use F2, but I don't usually use hotkeys. Usually just select it.
Is that something that you would want to start doing, or you're not too
I'm
interested?
not really sure what's best.
Well, I think using hotkeys for army for Protoss is usually the best thing.
Yeah, there I just built my own zealots, but
Yeah, it's just nice to be able to control certain parts of your army separately. So if you look at this fight, for example, the disruptors would probably be very useful to even have in a separate hotkey. So you have your entire army except your disruptors in a separate hotkey, so that you can send the purification novas or the balls, whatever you want to call them. You're sending them out separately while you're moving back with your army, for example. Because if you think about how these two armies interact, you see that the Colossus Stalker Immortal Void Ray army has basically bigger range than you have, unless you're using your disruptor balls. But the nice thing about disruptor balls is that it's basically free damage. Every single time you throw a disruptor ball at your opponent, you're getting free units, well, as long as you hit it. And you're not really giving up anything, right? It's a free trade for you. You throw a ball, you just wait 18 seconds, 21 seconds, and then you can throw the next one with that same disruptor. So for you, in this fight, the purpose is to keep fighting for as long as possible, rather than having short fights, basically. Does that make sense?
yeah. So
Because the longer you fight, the more disruptor balls you're going to be able to get in. So perhaps it's even a good idea to throw a ball and then run away, throw another ball and then run away. Always, whenever you have two armies, this is why it's important to know what kind of army you're fighting against. Try to think of like, hey, how am I supposed to be fighting my opponent's army? And what am I supposed to be doing over here exactly? It's always good to think in that way. Usually range advantage is a big thing, or units with energy, whether that's High Templar with Storm, or Ghost, or whatever. Or sentries. Just always think of how you want to engage and how you want the fight to go in an ideal world, and then try to recreate that. What I always like to do is when I have two armies, I just imagine the perfect fight for myself. Like, where would I want to fight? Is it in a choky area, or is it a very open area? And how do I want to engage him? And then I just try to recreate that image that I have in my head. I try to recreate it in the game. And 95% of the time I fail, but the 5% of the times that I don't, man, does it feel good. That was a joke, guys. You can laugh. You guys are very quiet. Alright, a couple of Colossus. So the problem here that I think you have is that your opponent has a very big Colossus army. And you have a very low disruptor count right now. So I'd recommend, if you notice that you're being outranged this hard, is to either transition into air or to get lots and lots of disruptors. Because if you're going to go for a straight up engagement against 7-8 Colossi, and you have nothing really to deal with them, and he has way better upgrades than you, you're just going to be in a little bit of a pickle. So I wouldn't recommend that too much.
Bro? Hello.
Okay.
Can you see? Are you paying attention?
Yeah, of course.
You're not speaking that much. Well... Yeah, so...
I mean, here the final fight. You're actually doing a fantastic job, honestly. Like, this fight went way better than I thought it would for you. I guess you're still gonna lose in the end, because once your disruptor balls are gone, it just becomes very difficult for you to fight. Oh, this is a good hit. Ah, barely didn't finish.
But he blinked on top of my disruptor.
Yeah.
That was rough.
It was a strong link.
That was rough. It was a good game, honestly.
So I played a few games, but I chose this one because I lost it.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
One where I won would be very helpful.
For coaching, yeah.
Oh, I think the ones where you win are also definitely helpful.
Good disruptor hit that.
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah, too late.
Yeah.
But usually there's more to be learned in the ones that you lose, for sure. I agree. Bless you guys. Wow. All right. Did you find my explanations clear? Did you think you learned something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Thank you. Luck.
Perfect. All right. Just a fan, guys. All right. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna rush them? Are we gonna play a macro game?
How about attack at 7:30
An attack at 7:30 sounds fantastic.
with some upgrades?
What are you gonna bring to the table, Rufus?
What races are they? How about Toby? Why don't you go Marines, siege tanks, and medevacs?
Yeah.
Do you mind that? And maybe some marauders too would be quite nice.
Yeah.
And for us, well, up to you what you do.
No,
But
no, you're the one in lead. Come on.
Go for stalkers, sentries, adepts, immortals, and yeah, that sort of stuff.
Okay, Stalker, Sentries, Immortals. What do you want me to do? You want me to add Colossus to that mix?
Yeah, that'll be quite nice.
Or would you want Air?
Are we allowed both? Or is that a bit...
I think it
Okay,
might
maybe
be...
air then.
Air?
Maybe air.
Okay, I'll add some Air. It would be a little bit difficult for me, I think, to do both.
Yeah.
It's especially at 7 minutes. That's a fast timing, my friend. I'm curious to see what you bring to the table. Do you want me to get Void Rays or Carriers?
Can we have void rays and carriers? Or is that not? Is
You
that
get
a
Void
bit too
Rays
hard?
and Carriers? I think for 7:30, then, I mean, if it's possible, I'll try my best, okay?
Carriers at 7:30 might be quite difficult.
Bingo.
Impossible is nothing,
It's
guys.
Harstem, but still.
God, don't give me too much credit. This is not good for my ego, guys. Alright.
So, are we scouting?
Yeah, I'll do some scouting with my adept. We'll do some creative problem solving if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's quite hard to do a 3v3 as it's quite a lot of people playing.
Quite a lot of people playing. Oh, there's an Overlord. So the Zerg is probably over here, judging by his Overlord path. Do you want me to build an oracle first to try and get some information, maybe harass a little, or just straight into void race?
Oh, repair my thing. Never mind about that. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sending an adept over as well, guys.
Oh no! One worker down.
Yeah, that's a good trade. Huh? Oh, actually, the Terran is over here.
So where do you like our army positioned? Like, well, next to our expansions or on the high ground?
I think
Well,
this would
the
be a smart
higher,
play.
higher.
Uh-oh.
2 zealots. 2 zealots? Okay. Oh no, not 2 zealots. Never mind about that. You've got it. Still, zealots are a bit dumb.
They are a bit down indeed. Oh, there's also speed done already, so we gotta be careful. There might be a lot of zerglings on the way.
Oh, zerglings? Good, I got a early sentry.
Yeah,
I don't think I'll make a third anytime soon.
I think the ramp might be a little bit too big for the force fields, no? You think it will be fine? Perhaps, we'll see.
Still not sending that.
Yeah, perhaps they're keeping them at home for defense. It was a pretty normal speed timing, I guess. Okay, I got my first void race. See what the Terran is doing, hey? There's a Protoss as well. He was the Zealot guy, right?
Yeah, the Zealot guy. So, the Zerg is the random. Because there was a random.
Well, he has 4 gate Zealot, no expansion. The Terran is getting...
Me.
Uh-oh. Oh, but they don't have anti-air. Good first one.
Railings?
Railings?
Yeah. Oh, what happened to my army?
There's more links coming.
Things.
Those oracles are helping a
Yeah,
lot.
those are what we're doing.
My base, my natural is under attack, by the way.
Oh, sorry. I have no idea.
Quite a long stream.
A long stream of Zerglings.
Like,
Yeah, our videos not normally that long.
yeah, we normally do it just one game, but we're fine with it. It's just
Yeah, it's fine. It's just,
nothing's wrong with it.
yeah.
So, void rays are scouting. Well, no,
Some,
dealing damage.
some scouting void race.
Yeah, not the most common build.
Not the most common thing.
Oh, Vikings
Oh, they got Vikings and Stalkers as well.
and Marines. I mean, void rays do pretty well against stalkers if you have the.
The charge. Oh, I lost the void ray. Oh, I'm gonna need some help, I think, guys. Over here.
Oh,
Yep, sorry.
coming.
Maybe my void rays will be fine, but
I think mass lane beats mass void ray actually.
because they kill all the buildings too fast, you mean? Or
I mean, even if you get void rays out there.
Oh, mornings. Are they still on, like, how many bases?
I think they're very low base count.
I mean, they have a lot of units.
Yeah, so they
Oh,
can't have too
but
many
they don't
bases.
kill my.
Oh, that's them, yeah.
Harstem.
Yeah.
There's also been a drop in my. Oh no, not a drop.
It's a run by.
Oh,
Yeah.
a few mailings, but I don't think, like, 2.
Yeah, not much. Okay, well, I'm not doing so
Oh
well.
my god, no. I'm gonna need help. I think I'm gonna lose a base.
No!
Run them. Run the workers.
I'm trying to surround the thing.
And like army in general.
Oh no.
Nice. I have quite a few items.
What do you think, Commander? Do we counterattack or do we keep defending?
Sorry, I think we need to change plans. No, attacking that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, more Ling run by? Attacking the base? Oh, are they gonna kill up? They just killed my natural.
How many minions? Race! No! Missed the race. Oops. Oh, not time for that.
Quiet and down, Toby. Maybe very exciting, but still. Well,
So do you want to attack or do you just want to sit back?
I think we might need to sit back for a.
Yeah.
Yeah?
My
Okay.
worker count is really low. What is it? 29 workers.
I have 30, so I'm not doing terribly well either.
Look at this. He's building
Yeah?
a little container out here, but I have a feeling it might just not be enough.
The investment for them?
Here, I think we can shut it down.
Yeah. My mining is not very good.
That's okay.
I need a while to catch up. Do I even have a warp prison? No, I thought I started building one.
Maybe a little bit of harass from your side? A zealot drop or something? Or immortal drop? Whatever you want to drop. Might be a good plan.
Well, I normally don't. Well, at this time, I normally do that at the very early game, but I could give it a go.
Could give it a go. I think it might be a good idea. You know, try to get some information.
So I think, yeah. And
If you didn't have a blink by now, I think we'd be in a bit of trouble.
So, what do you want me to drop with? I mean, I have glaives. Drop with the depths. Yeah, I think I'll drop with the depths. They're quite good at. Yeah, for this build, I normally get glaives. I'll drop it where the minerals are over here.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because it looks.
I'll clear a path for you, make sure that nothing is on the way. Oh? Oh? Oh, careful! Oh.
Oh. Yeah, I'll rebuild it.
Okay. I like
Never
it.
mind.
Oh, we also have fighters.
There's vipers?
Yeah, I got it. Oh,
You okay?
yeah.
I think you forgot combat shield.
Oh, yeah, whoops.
Oh!
Oh.
You forgot to say GG. What a
That
mistake.
happens in most games in the lower.
They can't remember.
Well, more like they don't.
They don't want to. But you guys GG every game, right?
Yeah.
Why don't I have the purifier skin?
What?
This. I mean, I don't have the purifier skin. See? And I'm equipped.
Do you know?
No, I don't. I haven't equipped it.
Yeah.
Should we go for a push? If we gather together around where the warp prism is.
I like that idea though.
How are your upgrades?
I'm at nearly 2.
You're at 2-2?
Nearly.
Jeez. I'm
What
at
should I?
+1. Almost +2, I think. Yeah, could we wait for my +2? It's a minute gone.
My +2 isn't finished either.
Okay, yeah. Your combat shield isn't yet either, so I think we should wait for combat and for my +2.
Yeah.
How far is your +2 in? Oh, it's almost done, your +2 attack. Yeah, it's gonna be the same time. Yeah, let's wait for that and then we push them and I think we will win.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you can hear me kind of.
Sorry?
You can kind of hear me.
Yeah, I kind of hear you. Sometimes it's a bit difficult, but
Right, so
should be
are we
fine.
pushing or?
Yeah, my +2 is done. So
Is
is yours,
your
right?
combat shield?
Yeah, okay, let's go.
Yeah, combat shield is done, and my attack is done. My upgrade is close.
Use Guardian Shield as well. Would be very helpful in this fight. Nice. Guardian Shield?
Wait, is this the real Harstem now? Because this guy has a lot of carrying.
Nah, just a
It's
fan.
not a bubble.
Just a fan.
Nah, still just a fan
Still just a fan.
with a YouTube channel.
I have so many mistakes. I'm really good at that.
Could you come over here, Toby? Into the... Could you come here? Some... Okay, I think we're fine, right?
Yeah, I think I'm fine.
Nice. Good job, guys.
I can't really afford a third. Like, save up. But,
Yeah,
I mean,
fine.
yeah. It's all okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Good job, boys. That was a fantastic victory.
Look at the graphs, you are ahead quite a lot.
Of course, Haskell's the best.
It's a team effort, guys. Come on. Team effort. Yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
wow, some of them were diamond and platinum.
yeah, we destroyed them. They had no chance.
Yeah.
Well, Diamond probably in 1v1.
Yeah, I guess.
They didn't work very well as a team.
Exactly. I doubt they had a plan. I doubt they had a plan, guys. Alright.
Toby, we're in the same room, as you can probably have figured out.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Because we can chat when we do 2v2s, which gives us a massive advantage because we don't have to type.
And we sometimes also do Archon because we can talk.
Move up.
I don't see how it's possible to
Yeah.
do Archon without being able to talk to each other.
Yeah.
I guess you could call on Skype. Right?
Move up. Move.
So yeah, Toby's. Go. We still need to think of a nickname.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind. Middle line's alright for now.
I like
Kick
middle
me?
line. It's good.
Yeah, I'll kick you. No, don't remove friend. Just
Oh, I think you need to.
So-
Harstem, can you kick me from the party?
so right click on middle line,
And then,
and then-
remove from party.
remove from party.
Alright, I'll see if I
see.
manage.
Well, you don't really need to go back onto the channel because you're in the party,
Yeah, okay.
but you're the leader, so.
So you
So
want to
now-
do your replay now, Toby?
Yeah, might replay now, I think.
Okay, perfect.
Did you do your build?
I think so. It might have been a later game though. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was that one.
Well, always good one is.
Yeah.
This is very fun.
Mm.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. That's good. I'm enjoying it as well. It was a nice game we played there.
Yeah. well.
Middle line, 18 minutes and 5 seconds.
Probably.
18 minutes. That's a long game.
Yeah, probably because I didn't do my build. It's 1st of September, so that was Sunday lot. No.
So
No,
how
that
did you access Toby's game when he's not in the party?
I got emailed.
Yeah, I got
Oh
email.
yeah.
I think this is me then, I presume.
Yeah, because you're
No,
Protoss.
that's
Protoss.
Massa. I
Isn't
am.
it? Oh.
I am blue because I have the carbot.
Could you
when you
could
do
you
that.
move a little bit to your left side, Toby?
Me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a tiny tad because right now I'm missing part of your face,
That-
which
that-
that's perfect. Yeah, that's beautiful, boys. I love it. All right. Let's see. What do we have here? You play the same build every single game in every matchup?
No, this one I different.
Okay. Well, what's
mean,
your
quite a lot.
build usually?
Single game.
Pardon?
What's your usual build?
430 attack with marines and tanks.
430 attack with marines and tanks.
Yeah.
Upgrades?
Combat shield.
Just
Yeah.
combat shield.
Yeah.
From one
Huh?
base?
Yeah, one base.
I love it. You play this every game?
Pardon?
You play this every single game?
Not this game. So,
Okay, but most of the
probably
game.
about 50%. I
50%.
think.
Okay, I love it. You have great potential as a future Terran player. I can feel it. Solid all-ins are good fundamentals to have as well. Do you like the all-in as well, Rufus, or you much prefer playing macro?
No, I really don't like it. It's
Okay.
just boring. I mean, I'm not as good. Toby, did you? Your Marines won't be able to get through.
Yeah, they will.
You're
course
fully
they will.
walled off, and then there's a reactor in the.
No,
Oh
you
yeah, you can
Lower the depot.
Yeah, lower the depot.
Lower the depots indeed. I like your
There.
build order. It looks nice.
Alright. You forgot to lower the depot.
No, I normally forget it. Like the first time.
Do you use mules?
Yeah.
Perfect. It's looking
What's
beautiful,
your
man.
vision?
My vision is nothing.
You don't
What's-
scout?
Oh,
Okay, I think it would be wise to try and send out a scout,
Yeah.
even if it's something as simple as a marine. Even if you think of how the map works, is that you have this area in the middle, which no matter what, they kind of need to pass by. So if you put one marine over there, a lot of the time you're just gonna see how they're gonna move towards you, which is
Yeah.
important. Also, something that I would suggest is that a lot of the time, whenever you play a marine-heavy style, whenever you get the second barracks, you don't really want to get reactors on both barracks. You always want to have one tech lab so you can start the most important upgrades, which are your combat shield and your stim. Yeah, exactly. So you kind of can, it's nice to get extra marines, but it's nicer to have combat shield. All right.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Oh, here you swap them actually, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well done.
Once I have one tank, I normally swap to get upgrades.
Yeah, okay. I still would prefer if you get a tech lab ASAP, and especially because it's nice in TVT to keep building tanks, right? Like they're very quite
I know.
powerful in this matchup. I like the fast upgrade as well. That's good. You have nice worker production as well. I'm a fan of that. Looks very pretty. All right. Opponent, you still have no scouting whatsoever, right? Yeah. Okay.
I'm looking
Yeah.
at what Toby's was looking at right now.
Still no scouting.
Still nothing.
That's one thing I need to work on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I really think really important to.
He scanned.
Ah, that's nice. At least you know he is a natural. It's also a good scout. You know he's natural. You see what units he has. You see 2 barracks. You see a tech lab on one of the barracks. So
You're head by a long way.
I'm just lost.
Oh no, not that much.
Yeah.
No, but quite a lot of. I know.
He has more workers though.
Yeah,
He has a better eco. I forgot my third for a bit, which is a bit.
I normally build my third at 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Unless there's.
That's what I
delays.
tried to do as well, but
I normally use my third in the wall, so three or 2 supply depots,
Only
and
when
then
you're
a
Terran,
command
though.
center.
only when you're Terran.
I mean, of course.
Building nexus in the wall.
why do you think you're behind in eco?
Well, you
I
can.
no third.
Is that the
Well, no,
reason why?
at this when he was
Pardon?
playing the game, he didn't think he was behind.
Pardon?
Is that the reason why you have less workers?
I think I might have stopped producing them for a bit. I think.
I think so too. So right now his command center, his third base, hasn't produced a single worker yet. It just finished. So any advantage that he had from the third at this moment is just 0. And still he's
Wait, I do have a third CC, do I?
it's no you don't.
Building.
Yeah, building. Sure. But his advantage there is none. He hasn't produced anything from that command center yet. So the only reason he's currently ahead is because you forgot to build workers. And this is what I tried to say earlier as well to Rufus, is that it's very important to always be building workers. And it can be pretty fun it can be interesting to just go into a replay and use something like a stopwatch or a timer on a phone or whatever, and check how long in the first 5 minutes you weren't building workers for. And then if you remember that every worker takes about 12 seconds, you can see that it starts adding up really quickly. A lot of the time when you watch games of people that are gold or platinum, they'll have their command centers not building workers for maybe 2.5 minutes out of 5 minutes. And that's a very, very long time. That's a lot of workers. It's going to be 13, 14 workers. So just to try to keep that in mind a little bit. Okay, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So constantly build workers.
Constantly build workers, and then once again try to think of how your infrastructure should look like when you have the perfect amount of workers. So just kind of think, hey, how many barracks do I want? How many factories do I want? What is the ratio of these things? Usually you can get 5 barracks, a factory, a starport, and you're in kind of an okay spot.
Yeah.
What's that tank doing?
On 2 bases. I like it on the high ground. It's good for against run-bys. It's very safe up there.
It does also end up killing half my workers.
Ah, really? Oh.
I don't know. Well, I don't think it might.
Oh, what she's
But if there is a run by, the splash damage would probably end up killing a few workers. But
Okay.
so normally when I play,
so your upgrades are now 1-1.
so normally when I play, I throw down some blind missile turrets because normally against Rufus, he likes to drop me, and normally that catches me off guard. So I normally now throw down.
Yeah, he
Some
puts
blind
about
missile
2
turrets.
missile turrets for each base.
I like that. I think that's a good way to go about it.
Yeah,
Usually.
just in case something catches me off guard, like
Because we play each other quite a lot.
if it's unscouted, then it's
I mean, because he doesn't scout, he needs to play safe.
yeah. If there's like if there's a drop there.
Yeah, that makes actually a lot of sense. He needs to play safe because he doesn't scout. Yeah, I like that. You know, there's a cool trick as well to just getting some map vision right now is to just try to identify on the
You
map,
see he's a unit.
Yeah.
just to try to figure out how the map kind of works in a way. So like on this map, there's one big path through the middle, then there's one big path over here and one big path over here. And if you just send a marine to every path, you basically have the 3 major paths of this map covered in vision. And that should help you a lot in anticipating attacks, in unit movement.
That's what I normally do. I figured it out by
cool.
watching some of your videos.
And my marines get picked off because
You.
I'm not paying attention, and then
It's okay. Your
He
macros.
probably gets to pick up if I know Goldie. If I know Goldie's correct. If I know Goldie's correctly, your opponent forgets to pick up. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So I shut down the drop. I mean, about an even trade probably.
I mean, so he did kill a lot for a drop with just 2 medevacs, but then he forgot to pick up, like most Goldie. Well, not forget, but they don't pick up. Don't know why.
Do you think right now you're in a good position?
I don't know.
Well, when you were playing the game,
When I was playing, I think I was about even. I think.
And
But
now,
one thing that, pardon?
now that you look at it, what do you think?
I feel like he's slightly ahead because if you look at the supply, then
Yeah,
supply advantage doesn't always mean he's ahead, but
that's true.
it's
But,
quite.
but if we think of the opportunities you have right now in the game and the opportunities he has, the upgrades.
well, he has a lot of missile turrets around his base. I mean, his enemy, not.
Yeah. Opportunities. I think the one thing that I think lost me the game is the fact that I didn't have air dominance like Vikings.
Air dominance?
Yeah, so I didn't get Vikings, which is
What about the worker count?
working out. I think I'm behind as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like usually the economy is one of the most important things in StarCraft. So here in my eyes, this game is really, really bad for you. If I would look at this, I'd give him a very high chance of winning because I don't see very many aggressive opportunities for you. You have a good marine force, but he has tanks, and marines aren't that great against tanks. He has turrets in his main base, so dropping might be a little difficult. He has a wall on his third as well, and then he's up 25 workers, which means the longer the game goes on, the better it gets for him.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he already has 2-2 on the way. So, yeah, that's just a little bit rough.
Yeah.
Toby forgot to do his upgrades, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, he's already got 1-1.
Got one more.
Yeah. 1-1 doesn't beat 2-2 though.
Yeah, upgrades are quite important, but so Toby, try scouting before you attack. 'Cause it's sometimes quite dangerous.
That's good advice, and perhaps you could also use a scan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to use a marine because you keep hitting them for 2, then you can scan.
Exactly.
And it's more efficient. I mean, more. Oh, that was not a good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is also not a good fight for him.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh my.
Oh wow.
Is that actually what happened, Toby?
Huh?
What? Okay, don't push into that.
Yeah.
Please don't. Please don't.
Okay,
And please
but-
don't drop it either.
Okay, right now, all of a sudden you created a situation for yourself, which I kind of like. Is there a way to kind of, what you call it, to kind of pounce on this opportunity?
So what I tried to do is just hold that position and try to like keep the two
Like an
tanks there,
outpost.
so they can't. So
Well,
they
like-
can't like try to small contain. I mean, I know they can get out from other paths, but
That's
Okay, but the
the only problem is you had no vision. So when you moved over there, you could have just gone in,
Yeah.
maybe sniped a couple of workers, ran out, maybe even a base.
mm,
So, well, Harstem, I'll leave it to you. But
You leave it to me? Alright. I think that the problem that I have with this outpost, or this contain, is that the goal that you have doesn't make a lot of sense when you look at how the game is progressing. So this is why it's important to always... This is why I keep asking you, like, hey, what do you think your position in the game is, and what is the position in the game? Because it's really important to understand what your position in the game is in order to formulate a proper goal, basically. If you don't know where you're currently at, how can you think of a good goal? It's not possible, because right now your goal is to contain him. But if you look at the situation, you're down 20 workers, he has better upgrades, he has a fort base going down, and you don't have a fort. Right now, your mind should be at doing an absolute insane amount of damage or killing him. These are the two options that are viable, and these are the two goals that you should be working towards. So I'm not saying you should never contain your opponent, but for this moment...
but in this position, then
yes,
yeah.
exactly. The contain is not the way to go. So this is why whenever you look at replays or if you think back of games, always try to figure out what your exact position was in the game and kind of take it from there.
Okay.
Nash, I'm gonna look at what Toby's doing for a sec.
I'm joining you.
What he's.
What he's seeing,
Can I
what
see
he's
what
doing.
he's looking at?
You just press like double tap. You can see.
So one of the things once again comes back is the SCV production really is quite important. During
Yeah.
this entire push you build almost 0 workers.
Yeah.
A cool trick if you're struggling with that.
Is
you're-
that Toby who has that massive
No,
bank? No,
that's
it's. You still have a little bit of bank, but I'll forgive you for that.
Not as much. As
His
Not as much,
opponent right now is floating nearly 5k. No, it's gone
No.
down.
One second, my phone.
3k now.
Sorry for that, guys. I'm back.
What happened?
My alarm went off. I need to go in 15 minutes or so, but it's okay. Plenty
Oh.
of time for that.
Yeah, well.
Sorry. Where were we? What you were saying?
he had the opponent had
A big bang.
was
Right.
floating quite a lot of money.
Yeah, flowing quite. Yeah, exactly. Oh, what I wanted to say is, you're a musician, right, Toby?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know about metronomes, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, something that could be cool to
Time
do.
for an analogy.
It's not time for an analogy. It's just
Aw.
a little trick that you could do is you could put a metronome to 12 every 12 seconds, and then every time you hear the noise of the metronome, you know to build a worker.
Oh.
Because a worker takes 12 seconds, and this is a cool
Yeah.
little trick that can help you a lot to kind of make it an automatic process. And it's for both of you, of course. And you can just get like an online metronome or whatever. Pretty sure Google has
4k
one.
floating now? 4.
4K. Yeah.
Massa, is that what it is called?
Yeah. Massa.
Massa, not Massa.
Man.
So, Still no 4th. But it doesn't matter. I can see why you don't want.
I don't know.
What brilliant saturation on his main.
3
Nice.
scans and knows where I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think not having that many in the main is fine for now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, he's not my, yeah. Probably want 1 or 2 more workers there, but it's kind of getting mined out already. I also notice a lot of your moves are relatively blind. So whenever you go into a fight, you don't really know where your opponent is or what he's up to. You know, you don't know what type of position. So really the same advice as to Rufus, just send 1 unit forward. For Terran it's even easier. You can always throw down a scan. Just try to make sure that kind of works out for you. Because earlier that fight, I think if you knew that the tanks were there, you probably don't run in with 35 Marines. It might be an issue. So I feel like you're just behind a lot of the game. And then there's a couple of fights which I'm not the biggest fan of.
Yeah.
So right now,
The supply
Kara.
differences. Yeah.
so right now his opponent is maxed.
Yeah.
So
No,
maybe he
not
should
so.
head so when he realised he's maxed.
So I do snipe a few tanks, but then I lose all my Marines. And I think this is about the time where I'm close to GGing.
Yeah. It makes sense, right? He's also up very far in upgrades. He's getting 6 bases.
Yeah, like it's unlikely that I'm to win in this unless I have ludicrous luck.
Yeah. I agree. It's very
He's down
unlikely. But
About when this base finished, he'll be
I'll be, yeah,
double the amount of bases
Yeah,
as you,
just-
which is
not realistic that I can win.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean possible, but it's his enemies floating so much though. That is what is that? 8? I mean, I guess he is maxed, but still, he was floating part of the rest. 8k.
Yeah.
Yeah, GG. All right. So
9k.
if you think back about this game, where did it go wrong for you? What were the main mistakes if you were to pick 3 things?
So 1, map vision. So didn't scout enough.
Hmm.
2, worker production.
Worker
I
production.
wasn't on top of building workers all the time. And 3, probably decision making. I wasn't making the right decisions about where I should position my army
And why was that?
because I had no vision.
Because you had no vision. And
Yeah.
and without vision, it's very difficult as well
Yeah.
to make goals, right?
Yeah.
Because then like you don't really know what you're up against. All right. Very cool. You guys have any questions left?
Well, what is the enemy structure in the bottom right corner?
Oh yeah.
Oh, come on,
Oh.
Santa, he's trying to take your base.
This is seventh base.
He's trying to take your base.
I'm not sure if that base belongs to Toby. I think that's a neutral one. You know, it's in the middle.
Yeah, and like this one as well over here.
Oh, no, that belongs to Massa.
I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would say the top left actually belongs to blue, and the bottom right belongs to red. But I like I said, I think it's neutral bases.
Yeah.
Neutral base.
I
I
mean,
think
it's quite hard to keep, but it's quite hidden.
It's quite hidden indeed. All right. Any more questions or anything you want to say?
Not particularly, apart from thanks for doing this.
Yeah, my pleasure, of course. It's been a blast, boys.
Thank you.
It's been a blast. What about you, Rufus? Anything?
Yeah, thank you, and yeah.
What about the shout out for your own channel?
So, we could
Yeah, if
put it
you
on the
want-
comment section.
Yeah,
or-
if you want to find our channel, just search Lil Probius in the search bar, and it should be there.
And it will be the pinned comment
you
as
want
well,
the
and should be in the
details-
description, guys. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the comments.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Perfect.
So then,
So then,
well,
thank you very much for doing this. I'll do my little outro. Sadly, you guys will disappear in that case. But thanks everyone for watching. Like we said before, if you do want to follow Little Probius adventures, and perhaps his brother will be around as well, you can follow them. Pinned comment down below in the description as well. And thanks so much to them for doing this as well, taking their time out of their day. I really do appreciate it. And bye bye. Thanks for watching.